it's really the last quarter of the NBA season, right? Pretty much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, Lakers have 23 games
There you
left.
go. Right.
Everyone's in that 22 to 24 game left mark. It's just like a final home stretch push. You know, you look at the Western Conference standings, like we said earlier, 5 games separate the 4th seed, which is the Clippers, and the 13th seed, which is the Lakers. Crazy.
And I want to see who's going to make that run in the Western Conference.
Somebody's going to do it.
Well, somebody's going to make a run in the Western Conference where, again, 5 games separate Team 13 in the Lakers and Team 4 in the Clippers.
Wild.
5 games.
It's wild.
So somebody's going to make that run. Eager to see that. Who's going to make that run in the East? Can somebody make that run in the East? What Windhorst also said in hour one is like, hey, the math shows, it's simple math. Only 2 teams can play for the conference championship, meaning somebody from the Bucks, Sixers, and Celtics is going to get eliminated in the second round with tons of questions. And who's going to be in that situation of musical chairs where the music stops?
Rich, we hit on this yesterday on a new episode of the Rich Eisen Show basketball podcast.
Yes, indeed.
TJ and Adam. Get it up where you find your podcast and on our YouTube channel. And we hit on the exact same thing. While the West is so wide open, the East is really just a 3-team race.
Is it?
One of these 3 teams is going to play for the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Can I cape for a team?
Who?
How?
The Knicks? You came for the Knicks? The Knicks have no shot.
Of what?
Who on the Knicks can defend any of the big 3 players on
That's
either
the
of
problem.
those teams?
Mitchell Robinson is going to have to come back. He's already back at practice, which is why your current leader in the Rich Eisen Show Fantasy Basketball League picked him up and stashed him on injured reserve.
That's you.
Yes, that's me. And I understand. I just think Jalen Brunson is in a transformational moment. How about them apples? I'm not saying it's going to happen.
They're going to play a road playoff series to open
So
the playoffs.
there is no team that could create a situation where 2 of the top 3 teams goes home after the second round? You don't think so?
I just don't really see it. Like Atlanta's a playoff
Your
team.
Celtics were that team last year, weren't they?
They just fired their coach.
Your Celtics were that team last year, weren't they?
With what?
Coming out of nowhere and going all the way to the finals.
Your team was
Well, they
over.
were the 2 seed.
Your season was over at one point.
You wound up being that team, but
Yeah, but you stunk in the first half of the season.
They stunk.
that's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't like they stunk and they were
At
supposed to
this
stink.
point last year,
They were supposed to be good.
excuse me, at this
and
point last year, the Celtics
stunk.
were just 3 weeks into their run to the 2 seed. After their after all their
But they came into the year
players only
they were supposed to
talks,
be good.
right?
Well, Ime really coached them up, and
That's what I'm saying. So who can that be?
I just
this
don't.
year?
I just
You
don't
don't
see
see
it.
it?
I just don't see it.
I don't know if when Wendy said that about one of those 3 teams, you looked over at me and I
Because
was
you
kind of
knew
like,
it's your Sixers. You knew it's going to be your Sixers.
I don't know it's going to be them, but they're
That's
in
why
that
I looked
position.
over at you.
They're in that position.
I knew it.
But again, and
Philly
I said
has the MVP. I think
I do too. But I said this all last year. Remember, we got Harden. I'm like, I don't know if there's enough time, enough games for this to truly merge. Now we've got a full season. Same thing I think with Phoenix, Rich.
Oh, boy.
This team's only going to play together, 20 games? This full starting lineup? Is that going to be enough time for them to mesh?
Maybe we don't know how much
and figure things
he's
out.
going to play.
Yeah,
the second half. But.
So
He will, and that's the whole thing. Is I'm wondering if the league will take a look at messing with their trade deadline to go sooner.
Yeah.
Right.
Or move up All-Star.
I don't know, man.
Give me the All-Star break.
I don't know because you
that
make
week
all these
between the
trades.
Super Bowl.
It's great. It even actually overtook the Super Bowl week.
It did.
for about 2 hours.
For a day. No, for a day. If there was a 24-hour period where it went off the rails.
Thursday was crazy.
Wednesday afternoon and night into Thursday was off the rails.
We know what Steph Diggs thought about it.
But the whole business though is are you giving your teams enough time to get a run together?
That's how, my point about Phoenix.
So that's for me the stories of the second half is who's going to make the run. Mm-hmm. Now here's 2 more for you. Who's going to be openly tanking to get the best possible percentage in the lottery for Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Who's that going to be?
Well, a few of these teams have really understood the assignment this year, Rich. Houston and San Antonio, 14 and 45, 13 and 45, respectively. Charlotte and Detroit really understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Detroit,
hold on. Let's take Jimmy in San Antonio right now. How you been, Jimmy? It's been a while.
4.
Line 4, Mikey. Line 4. What's up, Jimmy?
Oh, nice delay, Del Tufo. Line 4.
No,
my computer's down, bud. Stand by.
Well,
Mike has been freaking out. He's in his
I've had
20th straight minute of freaking
issues,
out.
man. We had power failures for a second.
Be careful.
two types of people in broadcasting when it comes to a power outage. One freaks out. The other one says, it'll come back on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. And it came back on. I
Yeah,
just don't
with
have
an
your
F-bomb
name.
or two
Mike was
thrown in. But
both
it's
of
okay.
those.
Jimmy,
sorry.
what do you got here? What's up, Jimmy?
Okay, first of all, the Knicks ain't making it to the finals. If they do, I'll fly out and sit behind your right shoulder in a bear costume doing some lines.
Conference finals, I said. That's the team that can go on a run and hit the conference finals.
Nope, not even conference finals. No.
What if Brockman's fantasy player R.J. Barrett starts actually scoring 20, 30 points a night, too?
No,
And they get a third man in. What about that?
Nope,
Okay.
that's not happening because you're winning the thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. That's true.
Now, about
Nope.
the Spurs, sir.
Yes.
We're about to hit our 15-game losing streak tonight, I believe. And then you can say hola to French Whataburger. He's coming to San Antonio. We'll take Victor.
But here's the thing: is that it's only a 15% chance, like two other teams, right?
The thing that the NBA has done is that the team with the worst record doesn't have the best odds. It's the 3 bottom teams all have a 14% chance.
14%.
I thought it was 20% chance.
Nah, they changed it.
Adam lied to me.
That's a very, very rational way of putting it, Jimmy. Yes, I agree.
And one more thing about that, like you said earlier, Quinn Snyder, he's waiting to see where Victor's going. If he comes to San Antonio, Pop and Quinn, they're just going to hand it off.
Well, I mean, Pop, don't you think Pop would stick around for quite some time if Victor Wembanyama shows up there? I know I would.
No,
Okay.
no,
All
because
right.
he's not 21 and he can't drink wine, so he's useless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy in San Antonio with an outstanding
Going back.
appearance
Jimmy
here
was on
the
one.
Rich Eisen
I
Show.
loved it.
Well done, Jimmy.
Yeah, the top 3.
No.
The 3 worst teams are 14%. The 4th worst team is 12.5%.
So who's top 3? Who's bottom 3 right now?
Right now, bottom 3 would be Houston, San Antonio, and Detroit,
That's why.
with Charlotte in the 4-hole.
And Chris, speaking of understanding, or in this case, not understanding the assignment, I give props to the Jazz. The beginning of the season, I think everyone had Victor heading to Utah. This team was going to tank.
Yep.
This team was going to lay down. These dudes were like, nah, they're 29 and 31, man, and they've fought
crazy.
all season.
So
Just respect to them.
So who's 5? Who's 6? Who's 7? Who might be the ones pulling the plug to try and get that 14%?
Orlando, Indiana. So Charlotte's 4, Orlando 5, Indiana 6.
So
Chicago.
Well, they're not going to tank. Pat Beverly
Pat Beverly
says,
couldn't let that
said on his
happen,
podcast, his mission is to win the 2 games against the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's a terrible strategy.
Unless somebody should take a photograph
That's a terrible strategy.
of the standings and show it to him on a court. Here, there's a photo. These are the standings, Pat. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.